Hi,
Hey man, good to meet you.
hi Nick. Nice to meet you. I'm Vittorio.
Vittorio,
Yes,
nice. Have we met
thank you.
before in any way, shape, or form?
No, I write something sometimes in on Facebook. This summer, ask for the hyper analysis, but my stacker won't do it, so
Ah, okay.
I I I
Oh,
don't apply.
I think I remember. Wait, are you friends with Alessandro?
Yes,
Ah,
yes.
okay, okay, cool. It's
Sì.
funny. He just messaged me recently. I have to look at the message. I didn't open it yet. Anyway, so we have some time, about 25 minutes before I have to take another phone call. But I would like you to basically talk to me about what this one thing is that you feel like if you could get clarity on it would make a lot of other things easier for you. And I just want to
Yes.
hear you talk about your experience. And then when I feel like I have something to offer, I'll jump in and start to ask some questions to clarify.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry if my English is not that well. I try to do my best.
All good.
Um, uh, the main issue is that every time, um, also in poker, I start challenging my ideas. I think as I write. Um, um, every the best choice for us always change because the environment change everything is not static.
Okay, cool.
Uh, but when the first time I wrote you, I asked when I told that my main issue was the solitude of my paths. But thinking in clearly, um, I am. I want to take the responsibility. So if my if there is something that I can change by myself without any other, I have to do it. And the main thing right now is that I play from 10 years and every time I've changed a lot of specialities. And every time I'm challenging what I think is the best things for me. I'm always changing, finding the right and the perfect choice for me. And when a little piece come and change things, I question all the thing that I have uh, stated in my mind. So I think I have to start over to looking at something perfect, and it's frustrating because uh, every time something change, it's life, and I don't have the. I don't know if is self trust, but the balance, the point static uh, that also if something change and I want to change for take the for look for the best choice, the best way to play, the best hour to get up in the morning, start grinding, eating. Number of table, sites, stakes, every time I look for something better. I don't know. I have to. I have this uh, this things in cioè, this idea that I have to constantly look for something better. To I don't do it the perfect the best things that is available right now. So I constantly change and looking for something else. Um, I'm a person that is, I don't know, maybe too much. Um, Self-judgment and a bit sense of guilty for I don't know for also the stupid things and um, but not only in poker, it's maybe I don't know, everything is about the family, and maybe it's something that I learn without knowing from my parents. But
Let's stay with this topic of changing things without ever really executing something fully. There's a self-critical
yes,
tendency to continue to search for better.
yes,
Because in a way that's healthy, but if you are constantly changing without ever executing a plan, well, then that can become really counterproductive because we end up just always changing, which never allows you to make any progress. So I guess what's important is, how do you know, I guess through sample size of making all these changes, you kind of have gotten good feedback from reality that you don't believe that you're good at selecting the next path? Because let's just play a game. If you were good at constantly picking the next best adjustment, you would probably have more success than you have right now.
yes.
So there's something that's not accurate about your assessment process. You
Yes.
seem to be choosing things that you think are better, but every next plan you implement, when you add all of them up, they don't seem to be getting you where you want to get.
Exactly.
So one of two things need to happen, probably a combination of both. We've got to stay with a plan for longer and make sure that that when we do change the plan, we're actually picking a better plan. That would be a good balance, to have a plan that was set, and then if you wanted to make an adjustment to it, the only way we would adjust it is if we knew that was going to be more accurate. So I guess my question is, why might you be selecting things that are actually not accurate? Let's pretend your subconscious knows what's going on. Just as a game, let's pretend that the part of you that's convincing you to change the path actually knows that it's picking a worse path.
Okay.
If that's true, that means that the reason it's doing it is because it doesn't want to actually have you succeed. If it's true, which, spoiler alert, usually this is how the subconscious mind works. And this isn't the first time I've talked to somebody with this type of issue. So mainly what we have to accept as a starting point is, it's very likely that this could be the way that your mind creates a success barrier for you. Do you know what this word means, success barrier?
Yes, because I see success as an unintangible things. I always think that I could do better, but I don't know how to figure out how. And this resonates to me what you told me, because I am a self-sabotage. I have this.
You have this tendency.
Yes.
And would you also say, I mean, just from speaking with you for a little bit and hearing how you operate, it sounds like you're also very, very committed to self-improvement.
Yes, it's yes. Yes.
So we have this personality that really, really is committed from a true place to getting better.
Yes.
But has self-sabotaging tendencies that result in guilt, self-criticism, and that keeps us from ever actually succeeding. Now, I'm going to throw this out there because generally this resonates with people who have the type of struggle that you're dealing with.
Okay.
It's very likely that you identify with the struggle. that part of your identity is very much attached to being someone who is constantly struggling to find the best path to self-improvement. And so if the problem that starts to arise if you get too identified with the path is that you'll start to self-sabotage from actually arriving at the goal, because your mind doesn't want to get to the goal because the goal represents the unknown. It would rather stay with what's familiar on the path. At least this is what the subconscious does in a lot of cases. This is going to sound strange, but I think the biggest change that you need to make as a person is to stop changing so often, because it's actually changing. That's the way your mind tricks you. Let's make a change real quick. And then it stops you from going down a path that actually might be building momentum. It throws in all of these changes, many of which might not even be accurate. And then it overwhelms you. Like, this is an overwhelming process.
Yes.
We're starting everything over from scratch. This is like the perfectionist success barrier. And then as soon as things start to stabilize, something changes and we've got to start everything over again. This is the pattern.
Yes.
So we have to see first and foremost that the pattern is a sabotage pattern. Let's do it like this. Here's a question. Do you have a lot of resistance to just making a plan and sticking to it for, say, 2 months? If I said, you've got a lot of options, you know a lot about yourself from trying so many different things, I want you to create a plan that you're not going to deviate from for 2 full months. Does that feel scary to you? Is there a lot of resistance to doing that?
The only resistance is because not the only. One is that I don't know if it's the plan.
You don't know the right plan.
I don't.
So you feel like you've got to be
mind.
changing to be growing.
Yes.
Okay. So let's play a game. If I gave you a plan that you believed would work, do you think you would be able to follow that plan without changing that plan?
Yes.
Why would you be able to follow that plan, but not the plans that you've been using? Is it because you don't, deep down, you don't trust the plans that you've been putting in place?
Maybe yes. I don't. Deep down, I don't trust my capacity to build up that plan.
Okay, cool. Do you trust mine?
Yes.
I want to find someone that you trust to build a plan for you, because it's good for this experiment, this thought experiment. So if I gave you a poker plan, or if
Yes.
if you made a plan and I said, Vittorio, this looks like a good plan, would that be something that you could stick to for, I don't know, a reasonable amount of time? How often do you usually change your plan? Once a week, once a month?
Now I'm getting better. So it's a month that it's the chains are small, but they let me stay in this constant line of changing.
Okay. And I don't want to get you in the mindset that changing is necessarily bad, but the changes need to be educated changes that are made from a place of objective reasoning. Usually, I mean, at this stage in my career, I got to admit, like, having a set plan has always been one of the things that's the hardest for me, because I have a very creative tendency. My mind works very creatively, and I want to stay flexible so I can constantly be inserting the next change. But one thing that helped me a lot with one of the advisors that I work with is he showed me that having more structure actually creates more flexibility. Counterintuitively, the more structured you are, the more flexible you become, because your mind isn't overwhelmed with all of these, with all of the need to find the next change. So
I see.
if I had a map that I was following pretty clearly, and then once a week I meet with my advisor and I say, hey, these few things I've been thinking about changing, what do you think? And then I have him and a couple other intelligent people look at that and say, yeah, we think these are good changes to make. Let's insert them into the plan here and here strategically.
Yeah.
That's way, way more efficient than just trying to do this all alone, especially when you seem to have a very creative type intellect, almost artistic. This is usually the type of people that have this type of imbalance. So really it sounds like what you need is to be able to have a plan created for you that you trust, and then to be able to meet with someone who you trust and give feedback on your experience, what worked for you, what didn't, and then together you're constantly but slowly, after getting good feedback from executing the plan, we slowly make changes to the plan.
Yes.
And so this is how the plan is able to improve while still get you results, because we're not just coming up with a new plan every week and then never making any progress. So here's where we are right now. We see that changing the plan every single day or week is a success barrier. It's the mind's way of making sure that we never accomplish anything. It's self-sabotage. We don't want to just take a plan for a year straight and never change it, because if we do that, we sacrifice the ability to potentially refine the plan, because we're going to get smarter along the way. We want to be able to make shifts to the plan and develop the plan. So the balance is we've got to pick a plan that we know is a good plan and adjust the plan in an intelligent, stable way, so that if there's a change that's going to get made, it is a change that we make after receiving a good amount of feedback from executing the original plan, and it's a change that we get multiple opinions on from other people that we trust. Because a lot of times you might make a change that is a blind spot. You might want to change because it's more comfortable, and then somebody can say, hey, this doesn't seem like it's logical to make this change. You might be doing this out of a resistance to pushing forward with a plan that's already good. I'm going to tell you this just straight up because I believe it to be true, and I'm not trying to send you on a specific path, but you've got to do this in some way, shape, or form, depending on what coach you want to do it with. You need a path that has a consistent methodology that is simplified. None of this GTO multiple bet size shit, because it's too complex. You're not going to be able to do it. It doesn't work. You need to simplify as many strategic options on early streets as possible. Simplify as many textured patterns as possible. And you need to arrive at the river and start to look at a lot of scientific data for how you're going to approach river spots exploitatively. Now, it sounds like a lot, and in a way it is a lot of study time, but your biggest problem is not that you're not smart enough. It's that you're not organized enough. And by organized, I mean it's that you have too many doubts that cause you to second guess whether or not what you're putting your attention on is even worth putting your attention on. This is a very, very overwhelming state to study from. Because the first rule of making progress is that you've got to believe that what you're studying is worth studying. Yes. A lot of your guilt and self-criticism is coming from you secretly knowing that the things that you're studying aren't actually useful in game. My intention to doing this call is obviously not to sell you my product. I really just want to get to the bottom of what your problem is, but I feel like the type of coaching style I run has solved the problem that you have, which is that you need standard lines that you can trust will get you to the river in a stable, sound fashion. And then you need to focus all of your attention on river bluff catching efficiency through mass data. This is more accurate than trying to play GTO, obviously. How familiar are you with like the Ether product that we put out recently? Have you seen some of the stuff?
Yes, I have on my sticky notes some of your advice that you gave free of some line. I try to use that.
This is mass data analysis for river bluff catching, and it's done over hundreds of millions of hands, and it's separated by profile type, texture type. So let me think about this more, because I really feel like I have the thing that you need. I want to go about trying to get you on board in a way that's fair, because obviously if I give it to you for free, it's not fair to other people, and I want to help. We got to find a way that I can help that is a fair way of helping to other people who also are in your position. Because what you're saying right now, it completely resonates with a lot of the people I've helped in the past. You need a path. I have the path. I understand that financial restrictions are an issue for a lot of people. And so I want to find a way to help you around that. I'm trying to think of how to do it.
Wow.
Help me though. Like, what is your current, if you just be transparent with me, what's your current
Yes.
bankroll
Sorry.
financial plan?
You
So
are-
he still lets you
uh,
take profit splits even though you owe him.
yes.
I've never done this before, but I will try it with you. I will give you, you don't own any of the courses, right?
No.
Okay. I'm going to choose a selection of the courses that I think are going to be the perfect plan, that if you follow it, you're going to become a winner. You got to promise me that you just follow it.
Yes.
I'll give it to you for free, and we'll figure out how you're going to pay it back after you're a winner. I'm not sure how we're going to do it yet, but we're going to do it.
I'm speech. I'm without any words.
Don't tell Alessandro, okay?
No, of course not. Wow. I don't know what to say.
But here's the catch. You've got to stay on the plan because it's all there in this course. Like, it's going to tell you step by step exactly how you need to plan your time and what content to study and when. I'm giving you the reason to not change anymore. And you've got to do your end of the job and basically commit to it. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
I'm gonna do everything you want. You say. I swear.
But I'm not going to be there either. I'm not going to be there to hold your hand. It's going to be the course content, and you're going to have to figure out what you're going to set aside as far as when you're going to study it. It's all on you, except for when we check in maybe every couple months and I say, how you're doing, how's it going?
Wow. Yes. Oh, yes.
You want this. Because it's
Of course, I apply for your CFP without success. I know that you can give me that path.
all right. So let me figure out the details of how it'll work. Like I said, I've never done anything like this, so we'll probably have to come and figure out some terms. I'll have my assistant help me write something up. Like I said, it'll probably be something like every 3 to 6 months I check in with what your results are, and we'll agree on some sort of profit split from the results. It'll all be laid out, and if you want to do it after you read what I'm able to offer, then we'll do this together.
Okay.
Okay, man. I'm looking forward to it. I've got to take the next call, but I'll follow up with you as soon as I figure out sort of the details, and we'll go from there.
I'm here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time and for everything.
You're welcome, brother. Talk soon.
Okay. Bye.
Ciao. People helping people.